Greetings! Welcome back to another edition of the What's New video series for the AtHomeNet Classic Community Website Service. Today we're talking about the new enhancements for February 2011. Let's go ahead and log into our demo website here and find out what's new. First up this month is our hot links feature. We've upped the hot links feature this month, and if you've been following us for the past 6 or so months, you'll know what that means is we've taken this feature kind of outside the box and we've enhanced it with a newer look and feel to give it a nicer visual interface. What you'll see here is that the hot links show up in our kind of standard list view approach. This initial landing page shows up in most recent hot links order, so most recently added links will show up at the top. You get a thumbnail of an image if you loaded a particular image with that hot link, and then you get your category drop down over here on the right. One thing unique about hot links is that there are 2 ways to click on it, and you'll see these new icons down here at the bottom. You can either go directly to the page referenced by the hot link, and you can do that a number of different ways. You can click on the title, the image, anywhere out here in the gray area, or on this little links icon, and that will take you directly to the page itself. Or if you want to go to the details within the AtHomeNet website of that hot links page, you can either click on the word more here, or you can click on the details page link at the bottom. We'll do both of those in just a minute, but let's go ahead and go to a category first. I'm going to go to amusement parks. And you'll notice when we get into the amusement parks area or into any category area, you get some additional sort options. You can sort this list by number of times a particular link has been viewed, so by popularity, which is the default value, or you can sort by date added, which is what the initial landing page was sorted in. So you can either see the most recent links at the top or the most popular links in your community at the top of the page. And then here you get your standard add and edit icons for adding and editing hot links within this category. Let's just show you the various ways you can bring the page up. We'll go ahead and click on Six Flags here. And you'll see what that does is load up the actual Six Flags website in a new browser. Or we could click on the More link, or I'm going to click on this More Info Details page here. And that will take us to the details of that particular hot link page. From there you'll see when that link was added, a link to the actual page. If there was a map link for that page, you'd see that, and this is where you can edit or delete a particular hot link as well. As usual, up at the top you get your breadcrumbs that will take you back to the main amusement parks page for that category, or all the way back to the hot links homepage. So that's the new upped hot links feature for this month. The next item I want to show you is some enhancements we made to the eForms feature, and let's go over there. And what we did in eForms this month centers around the concept of using eForms more for official voting type of activities. These were a couple of requests we've had from a number of our clients, but particularly a very long-term client of ours who's given us a lot of great suggestions over the years. And so the 2 major enhancements we made here allow you to both do a bit of verification to confirm that the person who submitted a particular form is who they say they were, and secondly, to allow you to set an eForm so that it can only be submitted by each household one time. And again, that's so that you can do things like that are closer to more official voting type of activities. So let me show you how these work. Let's just go into the garage sale sign-up form, and let's say that you only wanted to allow each household to be able to sign up for the garage sale one time. So we'll scroll down to the bottom of that page and edit it. And if you scroll to the bottom here, you'll notice a brand new checkbox for the eForm that says only allow 1 submission per profile. And if I check that box and save, what that's going to do is only allow each address book entry in the address book to fill out that form one time. So you'll know that somebody hasn't filled it out 2 or 3 or 4 times. And as I said, you could use this for something simple like we did here with the garage sale sign up, or you could use it for something slightly more formal like voting on committee or board members. So in this situation, if a particular resident had logged in and already filled out this form, when they went back later on to try to do so, they wouldn't be able to fill out the form a second time. In this way, it's a lot like our surveys feature, but because the eForms have a lot more options for various type of questions, and you can string a bunch of questions together on an eForm versus a survey only allows you to have one question. This gives you more flexibility in that respect. The second element I wanted to talk about was the submission verification, so let's just go back a couple of pages. And if you're administrator, you've already had this View Export Submitted eForms link down here at the bottom for a while. And right now we have one garage sale sign-up form that's been submitted, and so we'll click on that. And as usual, you can export these submissions out to an Excel spreadsheet. So we'll just click on this to open up that spreadsheet. And let me just order these columns a little bit. What you'll notice here is that you get all the information that the person filled out on the form, and these are the standard fields that you had always gotten. You also have the date and time that the form was submitted, and we've had that for you there. But the two new fields of information that you get are the name submitted by and address submitted by. And what that does is, regardless of what the person actually typed in this case they said their name was Joe Doe, for example, but this tells you that that was actually submitted by the user profile with the name of Scott Pelly, and that it has the address associated with that user profile. So matching this information with what they may have typed in the form fields allows you to validate that in fact this vote or this eForm was filled out by the person who said they filled it out. So hopefully by using a combination of these two things, the submission verification and the ability to set an eForm to only be submitted once per user profile, will give you some additional power and flexibility in using the eForms feature for your community. Next, we added some great new email bulletin templates, so let's go down here to the board only area and click on email bulletins. And you'll see that we've added actually 12 new email bulletins this month. Actually what we do, and this is important to note, you'll see here a Super Bowl party, and obviously the Super Bowl was last night, but what's important to note is that we add these email bulletin templates all during the month. We don't only produce them on rollout day each month. So actually these email bulletin templates for the Super Bowl have been here for a couple of weeks. So always keep an eye in this area. By default, when you come to the email bulletin page, you'll be presented with the most recently added new email bulletin templates. Always keep an eye out there, because any special events that are going on, we typically try to produce some email bulletin templates related to those. So you'll see some other neat ones here this month. And last but not least, we've had a lot of interest and questions about our brand new Newsletter Architect service, so I wanted to spend just a couple of minutes talking about that again. The Newsletter Architect service, you can go to www.newsletterarchitect.com to find out more about it and request additional information. But basically it's a tool that we've created to allow clients of AtHomeNet to easily and quickly create, publish, and produce online newsletters or printed newsletters for their community. And the questions have related largely to cost and sign up and things like that. And what I wanted to make clear is that if you're a client of AtHomeNet, it is absolutely free to sign up and to use Newsletter Architect to create newsletters for posting on your website or emailing out to all of your residents via the email bulletin feature on your community website, any of those things. The only time that there is a charge for Newsletter Architect is if you decide to print and or mail a newsletter to your residents, and that would be simply a printing charge and then any kind of shipping or mailing costs that are associated with that. And the printing charges are very price competitive. In fact, we've looked around a little bit, and the pricing that we charge is typically less than half of the price that a popular national print service company that you may have heard of charges for printing the same quality and quantity of newsletters. So I'd encourage you to take a look at that and see if that's something that might be useful for your community. Other than that, that's it for this month. I want to thank you for your time and your business. We encourage your feedback and ideas, and we'll be back next month with some great new enhancements and another edition of the AtHomeNet Classic What's New video series.